best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got an issue, better say it with your chest. Until then, keep wishing us the best. Keep wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got a problem, better say it with your chest. Until then, keep wishing us the best. Keep wishing. Know how to work the website
I know.
when I came
Talk about
back.
what's the password. I'm like, damn, it's been a minute. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
my laptop didn't even save it anymore. Like,
Right.
we're back. Hi
Hello.
guys.
We don't know how long we'll be here for, but we're back for now.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Type of shit.
Uh,
Right.
I don't know. Is that the saying? I don't know how it goes. Anyways, this is Wishes the Best podcast. Um, we're here. We're back. We're just we're ready to get into some topics.
Yes. We took a little short break. Um, and now
A much needed
and now we're
hiatus.
back for our winter season. That's what we'll call it. We took a couple seasons off, so now we're back for the winter season.
Okay, yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
let's clean it up a little bit.
There we go. A Netflix season. All right. I fuck with it. A Netflix season premiere. Okay.
Exactly. So you had a little
Yeah.
break, and
So
now we're back. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So
So how has life been for you?
life has been it's been good. It's been good. My birthday was yesterday. I kind of turned that age where it's like,
Hey,
oh, you gotta get serious about life. You gotta stop playing around. So you know,
but you just turned my age, didn't you? You at 30, the
yeah,
six?
36. I feel like 36 is
Yeah.
like it's that point where you're like, oh, I'm closer to 40. But like whatever that means, right? Like I feel like maybe not with
Yeah.
men, but I think with women we put, a different type of emphasis on things, especially when it comes to age and
I th-
looks and things like that.
I think we put an emphasis
But
more
it's different though.
of our, our level of success though.
Right.
Like
Right.
I definitely thought I could tell you this. Look, I definitely thought when I was younger, by 36, oh yeah, I would be in my career, know exactly what I'm,
Like
in the midst of
super
it, like
established.
know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm looking to six switch jobs
Here
now
we are
soon.
still
Anyway,
figuring it out. I mean, still
so
doing good, but still just
yeah,
trying to figure it out. Like we are
yeah,
not our parents' generation at all because when my parents were in their mid to later 30s, it just everything was already streamlined. It seemed like they were good
yeah. I
into what
mean,
they were doing.
they had they had companies that I feel like our parents worked for the same companies for
Hmm.
years because they had more loyalty because I guess companies would do better by them. Now it's just
Right. We ain't
wherever you can get the
we ain't
bag.
loyal to shit. We ain't loyal to no companies. We ain't loyal to no brands. We might be loyal to the people who do our hair, but a lot of women not even loyal to those people because these new age hairstylists are trash. But that's another topic for another day. Um,
I mean, I know they still be. You get there at 4 o'clock. Your shit is supposed to be at 4:30. You ain't seen till 5.
that's what would happen with these
See, that's
braids.
why.
I was just like, I want to go off on this girl, but I'm about to be in her house, so I'm not gonna go off on her.
See, yeah, that's why I'm just going to end up cutting his hair off because it was easier. It was easier with the short hair. I could cut the shit myself.
Right,
I ain't have to rely on nobody. I ain't got to take up nobody time. They ain't got to take up my time.
right.
It was
A lot
easier.
less, a
It's
lot
much
less
easier.
maintenance. Um, so,
It is warmer though, much warmer in the winter.
oh, to
But
have hair, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, what have
yeah,
you been up to?
life and trying to figure out things, trying to make some moves. I got some moves in the workings. So
I can to finally transition from this T-Mobile job, and yeah, that's that's pretty much what I'm doing.
About to walk into
Taking some
the
classes.
next step of career life. I feel you on that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yep,
feel you
yep,
on that.
yep. Trying to trying to see how I can mix and establish my brand with what I plan on doing, and yeah. So that's that's more. It's really been just stack whatever I can get before I decide to leave.
Hmm.
That's all that's been.
Okay.
Um,
Onward and
but
upward.
yeah,
Sounds good to me.
let's get into our first topic or topics of I guess the social media's favorite couple,
Your favorite
um,
couple to hate.
new favorite couple
Shit.
is this Blueface and Krishan. I really didn't. I know when people first saying Krishan, I thought they was talking about like Krishan, like from back, the white girl rapper. I didn't know.
Oh, I forgot
I
about
was a little
her.
out the loop. Creation or
Yeah.
whatever, but I thought that's who they were talking about. But then I come to find out, I've seen plenty of videos now. I saw how she used to be versus how she got after she joined. That I didn't know that he had a whole reality
Me
show
either.
about
Like, what channel does this even come on? Like, who is even on there?
had to come on
Oh,
Zeus. Had to
okay.
be on
I just
Zeus.
seen a meme
It had
about
to.
Zeus. Like, if you subscribe to Zeus, you a messy ass person. And I was like, damn, Zeus do got all the messy shit on there.
I mean, Jocelyn's Cabaret was some
I didn't.
that was very entertaining.
Did you watch all the episodes? Like, you seen it all?
I I watched the episodes, all the Atlanta episodes.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The so what was that? All of the second season. Watched all that. I didn't really watch the first season like that,
Okay.
but it was just it was very entertaining. But it was complete trash TV. Like
Yeah.
turn your mind off. Just indulge.
I can't though.
Um,
I literally can't. Like when that shit comes on, I pick up my phone and start doing other shit because I'm like, it's no way that any of this is rooted in any type of reality. Like it just
I mean, I was doing multiple other things. That's the thing. I never just sit down and just watch anything. I'm always multitasking,
can't.
but it was just like it was entertaining to watch while I was doing what I was doing. But it was not like something I'll go look forward to see. It was like I think it was after it had already aired, so it's definitely something I could binge. Was not watching that every week.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't know that Blueface had his shit. I did not see it. I've literally only seen clips,
Hmm.
but I just seen the outcome of this relationship that he has with this girl. I swore that she had something on him or
Like some type of a curse
something.
or a spell or something.
Or just know something that he don't want her to spill the beans on or some shit because he looks so miserable so many times in interviews and everything when she's just there, and she be saying the craziest shit. Like it was one time, it was literally like some movie shit. She was talking about something, and she was like, "Yeah, because I'm never leaving. I'm always here." And she looks at him, she's like, "I'm always here," just mouths it, and he looks so like terrified,
I'm,
like.
I'm sure he probably was in some ways. Like this bitch is out of her mind, which she is.
But
But I think it's just,
I mean,
I
yeah,
really just think it's all like a, this is just their marketing. This is their marketing. Like, I refuse to believe that any of this shit is real.
I hope not.
I
I
refuse.
mean, the fact that she fought his mama or some shit,
And that was a part of,
that's just
that was a
crazy to
part of the
me.
show too, right?
I think so. I remember I seen one part where he got into a fight with her brother or something like that. It was all in that instance. It was accountability. She said something so crazy, and her brother like, but what did you do to her? And he was like, what? Like, sir, I just told you that she broke out the windows and stole my car. Like, it don't matter what the fuck I did.
Right.
Like, that shouldn't be your first question. What did you do to her?
Right.
He was like, it's still wrong that she did that. But I don't know. Now they're she's with child. At first he was claiming that she cheated on him and it wasn't his. Um, Now I don't know if he's claiming it, but now they're supposedly getting married, or they got married in this music
I've
video.
never
But
been
they both.
more afraid for an unborn child than I have been for this kid. I'm like, get an abortion. Like, I know that's just like terrible to say, but
She she
get another
has.
one.
She's gotten three, I believe. That's why she said she's keeping this
Fourth,
one.
I mean, it's like, and that in itself is extremely wild to me that it would take you that many times to.
Or you know what? She got two. I think she miscarried one. So this one, she said she's keeping for sure. But I know she's gotten at least two abortions because she got him pregnant by him
Mhm.
before. She said he talked him into getting deleting deleting the child.
Deleting.
I forgot certain words you can't say on YouTube. You know they'll suppress
You
the
can't say the A
algorithms.
word.
Nope. A word, S word that ends with eyed.
Oh,
you can
okay.
you can't say M words. So it's deletion or self deletion, however you want to look at
Or
it.
unalive. That's what
That's
I've been seeing. That's the popular
yep,
one.
yep. Unalive. She wants to unalive the baby, or well, baby delete. Well, she's not baby deleting this one, or she. I think she thinks she hoping they're twins.
Oh,
I guess to make up.
Jesus Christ. Okay. They're stupid. Moving on from them. Uh, I literally just, my brain feels like it's gonna ooze out of my ears if I like just continue to, because even just when I picture her with that missing ass tooth, it upsets me. It literally just makes me want to gag. I'm like, why do we make these type of people famous? That's the real question. Is why.
No, you
But,
know, she got that energy. Let's see. I don't know the segue. How to segue into.
well, we can go into just how you were talking about like relationships and marriage and like women wanting marriage. Well, I guess that doesn't have anything to do with them because I kind of feel like all that shit is just fake. But we'll just we'll just jump into that part about um, women and the divorce rates and is getting married even like it's even worth getting married even if you want to have
I
kids.
want to know if it's. Yeah, I want to know if it's appealing. And like I know I know you can argue right now for men, it's not really appealing for marriage. There's at least one can pose an argument. Where does a man win in getting married right now? Because
Okay,
a lot
I
of
think if you're a
like
man who wants children, it makes sense for you to get married because especially if you want. I mean, the same thing for women. Like, I think if you want kids, I think that
but you can have it
you
without marriage
can.
though.
But what
Like
type of like how do you want your kids to be raised? Like, do you want your kids to be raised? Because I'm not gonna raise kids in a household with a man that I'm not married to. Like, we're not gonna. I'm not having children with a man that I'm not married to. So, for me, I do want to get married because I do want to have kids. But I feel like if you're a man and you already have kids and you don't necessarily want any more kids, and I don't think that marriage, and I mean for women too, I don't think that marriage makes any sense. I don't. But if you want to raise your kids together in the same household, I think marriage just kind of makes it like, of course, you can get divorced because people get divorced all the fucking time, obviously. But I think being married makes you think about it a little bit more. Like, do I really want to theoretically, like, do I want to pull my family apart? Do I want to raise these kids? Because I think being married would definitely make you think twice about, or to make you work harder to stay together.
So, do you think it's more women that want to get married than or more men?
I
Because
I
I
think it's
believe
more
it's
women.
more
Yeah,
women.
for sure. It's definitely more women who want to get married because women want that security that comes from marriage. Men don't necessarily view that as something that's important to them because what is the security for men in marriage? What is it?
I mean, I don't know. It's not really much. I mean, usually men aren't even looking for that type of security. I
Exactly.
guess,
So I don't really.
but then with it being more women, then why do you think that more divorces are initiated by women?
Because I think that women get married uh, for a lot of the wrong reasons, honestly. I think a lot of women feel pressured into getting married and they're not properly vetting the man that they're marrying. So once they get into this marriage and they realize, like, this is some bullshit, like, I'm not about to stay with a man that's cheating or stay with a man who's financially irresponsible or stay with a man who, can't fulfill me in XYZ way. So I think that men become more complacent and men are just kind of more like fuck it. Whereas to women are just like, nah, like you're not about to, like we're not gonna just continue this way.
So, do you think? Because I can see where you're coming from. I think though a lot of times women don't get to marry who they really want to marry. I feel like a lot of
I agree.
times they settle.
Yeah.
I feel like they are marrying who's left over.
Mhm.
Like if they had the choice, this nigga wouldn't have been the nigga they end up with. This other nigga would be, but because of X, Y, and Z, up, I'm with this nigga. So I guess I don't know if they think, but see, if you do that, okay, you'd have compromised. Why get divorced though? Because do you think you're gonna do better? No, I mean
Or
it's
it's not even
harder.
necessarily about doing better. It might just be like one of my old clients got divorced and she was like, I've never been happier with this nigga out of my face. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, are you dating and, whatever, whatever. She was like, fuck no, I'm not dating. I probably can't say that for her, huh? Are they going to suppress that?
Yeah, you can say that. You can say fuck.
Oh,
You can
oh,
cuss all
okay.
you want. It's just
Can't say the
yeah.
unalive words. Gotcha. Okay. So, but yeah, and I think a lot of women probably feel that way. Like they've been in this marriage, and I honestly think that when she got married to him, she really didn't want to get married to him. She just felt pressured, and she wanted to have a baby, and so I think that a lot of women do just settle for the sake of, because for women, like, women definitely care more about being married. And so they care more about like the appearance, they care more about just everything that comes with being married. And so it's like a badge of honor to be married. So I think they rush into it because it's just like, oh, I got a husband, my ring, my wedding, da 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 da.
I feel like women care
Yeah.
about their appearance.
Yeah,
Period.
like they
Just
care about like
to the world.
exactly, or just even to their immediate circle, to their family and friends. Like
Yeah.
they care about their image more than men care about, because there's no pressure for men to get married. Like men are not feeling the same type of pressure women are feeling. Like, I just seen this post and they were talking about women in like China. Like they had like a name for it in Chinese, but it's basically like leftover woman. Like if you're a woman over 30, then you're a leftover woman. But there's nothing like that for men. There's no terminology like that for men. If you're a man over 30 and you don't have any kids, you're a bachelor. Like you're a diamond. Like you are a million times more valuable than women. So women get a lot of their value in being married. So that's why a lot of women will get married quickly or they feel pressured to marry quickly. And then when they're in a relationship, they're like, this shit is abusive or this shit is X, Y, and Z or this is bad. And, you know, back in the day, women stayed, but now women don't have to stay. So now women don't stay because we have the resources to not stay.
I do think I do think some of that though is fear of hitting the wall though when it comes to women getting married, just because I feel like you get to a point to where it's with age, with older age, it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder.
Yes.
It's just
The
gonna be
pool
harder
has less.
to get married.
That's for sure.
It would be harder for one could argue it would be harder for certain men to find value in you because if you are past menopause age, you can't have kids. That that takes away another aspect. Not saying that's what a woman's worth is, but that takes away how some
I
men look
mean,
at you.
yeah, especially
Like,
if men,
I can,
especially if they want to have kids, you know, they're not checking for us 35 plus year olds no more like that. They want, you know, 27-year olds and 30-year olds, which I get it, you know, like younger women are, I mean, there's more of them available, obviously, but, you know, and they might be easier to deal with in a lot of different ways or, you know, just more pleasant. Like life hasn't slapped their ass around, you know, from from 30 to
blessings.
35. It's a lot of shit that can happen.
So I've actually been hearing that lately. But you are the first woman I heard say
What
that
part?
about what. Let me think of the right way to phrase it. It was the younger you are, the less experience you've had. So the less, pretty much the less baggage you come with. So you are more. I don't want to use the term that he used because he was
Moldable.
sounding.
You're more moldable. Like let's just be real.
Yeah, see, so he used impressionable, but then he kind of went on a tangent. It really didn't work, right? He kind of sounded crazy,
But that was the truth though. If
but
he said impressionable or easier to manage, like it's the truth.
yeah, but when he said that to the women, they kind of twisted it around and made him look wild, which is like, oh, so you're trying to groom her,
That I mean,
and he was like, well, I mean, no, but yeah, but
in a
no, but
way, but in
yeah,
a
but
non creepy way. Like, of course, you're trying to like mold them to fit into your life, and they're
yeah,
easier.
yeah, but I mean, which is kind of grooming,
I mean,
but
but
yeah,
grooming
but
is
I,
like when you do it with a kid, though. I feel like when you do it with somebody
I
who's
mean,
an
it's
adolescent and they're extremely impressionable. Not saying that these 25-year-olds not impressionable because they are, but
yeah, I mean, I think it definitely matters on the level of being impressionable, but I guess, I guess maybe you can say at least they have the wherewithal to, to know that they're being groomed, kind of. I mean, like,
right,
because theoretically, you want to have a partner that
right.
compliments you. So you kind of have to show the partner who you are, let them know who you are, let them know your likes, dislikes, and see if they kind of fall in line. And I mean, I guess you kind of got to do the same with theirs, but pretty much you got to see if they fall in line and y'all are
Hmm.
compatible. And one could argue that the younger you are, the less bullshit you've gone through, so you may be a little bit more willing or agreeable because you maybe are more a bit naive or just haven't had the
Hmm.
trauma that's that you have
Right,
to heal from,
exactly.
I
I mean,
guess.
just the younger you are, the less life experience you've had. So, you know, it just is what it is. So, I get that. Like, I get that they're gonna be more appealing for men. And
So, I mean, I guess we can kind of. I think I can actually kind of transition that into if she's more impressionable, would does that make her more submissive? And
probably, probably. But I don't
I
like
mean,
this submissive word. I just really don't because I feel like,
most women think it's
well,
triggering, which
I
I
don't.
get it.
I just think that people use it in so many different ways that it's like it's so watered down. Like people use it for in every situation, and I just think that the word gets abused and it just kind of loses like its meaning, kind of.
I do feel like people use the submissive term in terms that I mean situations where it doesn't truly involve
Yeah,
submission. I think some people use submission as a form of agreeability, like you were saying. I I feel like they use it too much in a general sense, where it's submission is being not just being told what to do, but then asking for permission and shit like
yeah.
that.
Like
Like,
you ask 10 different
so
men, I
I'm
feel like four or five or there's going to be at least four or five different like definitions or what submission means to them when it comes to a relationship.
yeah, I feel like honestly, the submission men are really talking about is agreeability. Like, I I I really think that's what it is. It's a because I hate when they say let man be a man. I mean, I get what they mean, but I feel like it's just more just being agreeable and not not emasculating. Because I feel like you could be a very headstrong woman, but not emasculate a male. And you can be very, I guess, very agreeable and not technically be submissive. I mean,
Hmm.
I get there are some like I get there are some to super extremes. Like I don't know if you've seen that. It was like I feel like it was like TikTok video. It was a woman in a hijab talking about I married my husband. My husband says don't do this and I won't do that. And they're like that's okay. That's a little too much.
Yeah,
Um,
like you're looking at his kids at this point.
yeah, I don't want a child. I don't want somebody like yeah. But I don't want a child. But then I would want somebody to at least take in consideration if I'm if I guess if I'm in a position where I'm saying yeah, don't do that. Okay, I mean I would want you to take
Like
heed
don't
to
do
what I'm
what?
saying,
Like give
but
me an example. Just like just a
I don't know
random
because
any example. Because and I only ask you.
I don't know because that's weird because I can't think of anything. I mean, it's going off my current situation, my current man. I can't think of anything. I would just tell Monique, "Oh yeah, you can't do." Because usually, if it's something that I would be that against her doing, she wouldn't even think to do it.
Hmm.
Like, that wouldn't even be in her character to even want to do. Like, so it wouldn't have to. It wouldn't be me saying, "Oh yeah, don't do that shit." Like I trust her when she goes out with her female friends. Okay, I'm not about to. There's no thought in my head to where, damn, I wonder if she fucking some nigga tonight. like that doesn't even. And I know for some men that probably I probably fall in the simplest category for that thing. But I mean, it's just no.
I don't think
That's our
so. I think
relationship.
it's just you know your way.
I don't.
Like,
I mean, I get that, but some people would be like, you can't put anything past anybody. But in that aspect, I mean, I just that's just not a part of my thinking.
right.
So, like, I feel like I know her
Hmm.
character. That's outside of her character, and she, as of yet, she's never broken
Hmm.
character. So, what
So
would
why would you
make her
think?
break
Yeah,
character
like why
now?
would you think that?
Yeah,
Anything? Yeah, submission is just. I think you just have to find somebody who is agreeable, find somebody who is just same page. Because, like I said, I think the word submission just gets so abused and watered down. Like I seen this guy on the status the other day talking about. I think I ended up unfriending him because I was like, "You're kind of an idiot," but he was just like, women, something about like alluding that families are broken because there's so many women out here that are trying to act like men. And then he went on to say, um, women, women basically should look the other way if they're getting cheated on, especially if they have security and protection and, they're taken care of in every aspect. Like that's something that women should, you know, look away from. And so many men agreed. And I was just like, huh, this is interesting that like so many men are like agreeing with this mindset of you're being taken care of. If I go out and, try a new piece of ass, then that's not really a big deal. Like you still have everything that you need. And I was like, wow, it's really men out here who really feel that way.
I mean, yeah, they feel that if they're doing everything, they have the option. They have the option. I mean, that's that's what they're feeling. If they're doing everything, they have the option because what what are you providing to make them feel that? What are you providing to make them feel that they have to be loyal? What's there to keep them from being
I mean,
loyal?
if you're taking care of the home, if you're taking care of kids, like we're not gonna downplay any of that. Like
No, no, I get
even
it,
just
I get
like
it, but
even I made a huge mistake moving into this house saying that I would exclusively do all the cleaning because I went from exclusively cleaning 600 square feet, 2,600 square feet, and this shit is a fucking day's work. Like this is work. Even if you have enough money to hire somebody to do it, you still have to like have your house in order for a cleaner to come over, and you still are having to do things unless you just have a nanny and somebody who is there every day. But if you just have like a cleaner who's coming like once a week or twice a month or something like that, they're still just and cooking. Like
yeah.
making sure the home is in order, that shit is fucking work. I couldn't imagine doing this and having kids. Not little kids. Like, I would be like, we're hiring somebody because I'm not doing all this shit. I'm definitely not about to be cooking. Like, I cook not every day, but I cook like 3 to 4 times a week. And
No, that's good.
listen, that shit is that shit. Not only do I go get the groceries, okay, I don't necessarily pay for them, but I go get them and I prepare them, and that shit is fucking work. So that's what I mean. And can a woman be replaced easily? Like the woman in that situation can very much easier, I think, be replaced than finding another
I
man
Yeah,
who.
in that situation, a woman could just be replaced by him buying nanny services, cleaning services, cooking
Yeah, but
services.
I mean, if you're not like super rich to be able to afford all of that, like if you're just like, you know, got a good upper income, but you can't just have like a nanny or somebody every day. Having a wife or a woman to take care of
I
that shit is
mean,
a lot of, it's work. It's a lot of work.
so not every day, but one could argue the amount of money he saves from having a wife, he could afford these extra services.
I mean, but
One could
if you
argue
have
that.
kids, why wouldn't you want to have?
Yeah, yeah. Now that's I feel like that would be the main caveat that you having
Yeah,
kids, having kids would having kids changes the whole dynamic. But if it's just a matter of you got a woman that you live with that cleans, cooks, whatever, you just pay for everything. One could argue that you could just replace her with those services, and I mean, and you wouldn't get things like like I guess the compassion
yeah, the
and all
companionship.
that
Like, if
shit.
you
But
want
yeah,
to
the
have like a
companionship, yeah.
spouse or a partner or
But
whatever,
just the services she's providing, you could pay for that.
yeah, that could definitely be replaced. But it's like, I don't know. I just don't understand like the mindset of a man just wanting to, like, if you have a spouse at home and you're financially taking care of them, and they're in return taking care of your needs. So if she's taking care of your needs too, can she go out and get some side dick and it's not a big deal? Like,
Of course, of course not.
of course not. So
Of course not.
I don't know.
Because
I just thought that.
because how you gonna look? A man's not gonna feel like, oh yeah, I'm about to just provide while she going out and fucking somebody else.
Yeah, it's like men like that have the mindset that women are their possession, and it's like, this is my possession, and she needs to do exactly what I she needs to stay in
True.
line, and I'm just like,
But some women put themselves in that position when they call themselves surprised.
I can't disagree with that. I
So
can't
like
disagree with that. But some men want a trophy wife, so
I mean, some men want a prize,
yeah,
and
if that's what you
and
want.
you playing a prize role, then he can check out other trophies, I guess.
Yeah, I just thought that way of thinking, just because I'm like, you claim that you care about this person so much, you may love them, but you have no respect for them. And to me, love doesn't mean shit without respect. Like, I've been seeing that meme go around, like, a man can cheat on you and still love you. That's cool, but I don't give a fuck about love if it's not paired with respect. If it's not paired with
Yeah,
respect, the love means nothing to me. Like, what is
yeah,
love? What the fuck?
I feel like a lot of shit boils down to respect.
More so
I
than
do.
love, yeah. That's way more.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say it's way more important, but I do think that
I'm almost I almost can feel you on
I
that.
do think it's more important, because I would much rather that, because what if love is not going to
I,
stop? I want you to feel whatever is going to stop you from doing me dirty.
yeah,
That's what I want you to have, that feeling for me the most. So if that's
yeah.
respect
Come to
over
say, if
love,
you have a better chance of not getting fucked over if somebody respects you more than if they love you.
right, right, exactly. So, you know, this whole love
Because
shit, like, I'm like, this is a stupid argument. This means nothing. Like, I don't care. I don't want to say I don't care about the love, but I definitely care more about being respected. Like, you can love me and still, like, embarrass me, but you can't respect me and still embarrass me. That just doesn't work like that. So
yeah.
yeah, no.
Do you do you think you can? Do you believe you can let a man lead without being submissive?
Can I let a man lead without
With
without me being
without
submissive?
being, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. Break that down a little bit more.
So you pretty much that. Could you and could you follow a man of be it whatever, I guess, whatever lead to say, because I guess lead is, I don't know, I feel like lead is making decisions, or just some things is just being said without too much pushback. But could you do that with I guess without being submissive? I personally think I personally think you can, but I know how some men feel that if you, if you're not submissive, there's going to be pushback,
What's your
and
definition?
if there's push,
What's a scenario where a person is leading without the woman being submissive? Like, what does that scenario
um,
look like? Because I kind of feel like that's kind of where I'm at now. Like, I let him lead, but I'm not like I don't know. I guess it just depends on what your definition of submissive is. Like I don't
I mean, like I make a lot of our I make a lot of our financial decisions,
Mhm.
but I don't 100% control like I don't 100% provide all the finances, but I still make a lot of our financial decisions.
Mhm.
So for for example, how we go on, mortgage, paying bills, how we split shit down,
Mhm.
but I decide on what bills we about to pay.
Mhm.
I decide on how much we gonna pay on the bills, and what. Well, mortgage on auto pay, but
Like you make all those decisions, and
yeah,
but you're
yeah.
not
But
like
it's not just my money I'm making the decisions with. It's both of ours,
yeah,
and
definitely.
so and that I look at being is her trusting me to take the lead, but her also not being submissive. I mean, because shit,
I mean,
she's
but
providing.
she is kind of being submissive in a way though because she's not leading. Like she's allowing you to, or I don't even want to say allowing you, but you're well, I guess I will say allowing you. She's allowing you to make those decisions and with no pushback, even though her money is being included into those decisions. Like she just gives up that control, so to speak, to allow you to be able to, do what you need to do, what's as far as what's gonna be best for y'all.
So is giving up control the same as being submissive?
I would say in ways, yeah, definitely. Like if Chop were to say, so I still haven't sold my car, but if he were to say, let's get your car sold and let's take that money and do this with it, I would be like, okay, like this is what you think this is what we should be investing in, or this is the business that we should start, or whatever we should do. I would 100% be like, okay, I'm gonna let you take the wheel on that, even though it's
See, it's like I don't like that the term submissive is synonymous with following.
but it kind of is though. It kind of is. Yeah, I mean, it's submission, leading, following, controlling. Like they're all like synonyms of each other. It's not being submissive is not being controlled, but it's still a synonym of that because there are some aspects of submission that come with control.
Yeah, but it's like leading isn't synonymous with controlling. But I mean,
But
it's
if you're leading, you're controlling the decisions. You're not controlling the
um
person, but you're controlling the
you aren't
decisions. Or you're
you aren't
creating the
yeah
decisions, you're pitching it to them, and they give you the okay, then it's the
yeah.
full
So I was
okay.
just sub. I guess you're suggesting the decision. I don't. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess this.
But to answer your question, I would say yes, because I think that actually happens more so than what I can like actually think about right now. Like if if there's something that he wants to do, and I'm needed for it in some type of like financial way, I'm gonna give
Yeah.
up the quote unquote control and be like, okay, well let's you feel like this is what we need to
So
be doing,
that's
let's do it.
yeah. That's I was trying to say that as thinking this the way that I see this is I think it's the most healthiest way. I don't know if everybody would consider if giving someone the power to lead you is making you submissive. That's pretty much what I'm trying to trying to see
I think it
if
does.
you. Okay.
Yeah, I think that does. I think yes, because you're giving up some decision making that you're allowing somebody else to make the decisions. So you're giving up some type of quote unquote control and you're being submissive. So yeah, I do think that, but it's
So
not like
do you think that's necessary for to have a I guess a good relationship?
yeah, but I think it goes the other way too. Like for me, it's like since I do we'll use cooking for example. I'm like we about to start eating healthy. Like so I'm gonna start doing this, and this. What you think? Okay, let's do it. Here's the money. Go get the groceries. Let's don't buy this. We're not eating this no more. We're not eating that no more. Cool. All right, let's implement it. So I think that there is submission on a man's part as well, but I don't know. I guess people just don't necessarily want to call it submission, but like those are the things that I would take control over in my household because I am the cook. So if I decide like, hey, we eating too much bullshit, then my household are probably going to submit to. I mean, if there's no probably, they will because this is for our the betterment of us. And so, if you want to go out and eat some bullshit while you're out, that's your prerogative. But while we here in this house, I'm not cooking fried chicken and like I'm not doing all of that. And that's just something that everybody will have to follow. But because it's for the betterment of the household, there's no pushback. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's still submitting to something that I'm trying to implement because at the end of the day, it's helpful and we need it. So,
Speaking speaking of eating healthy, Monique did remind me that I need to order some more sea moss
hmm
because she said she's out. It is they are good. I really have to not.
try to eat
I
more
really have to not overindulge. Yeah, yeah. I
because
was like,
you'll feel it if you eat more. Like, don't eat more than
no, I only eat two, but I was like, you get a little high. You just want a little something sweet. I'm
yeah,
like, well, damn, I got these gummies right here. I know they healthful gummies, but
right. But they're vitamins. They're not for you to OD. Not for you to
but I
OD.
can't say it's been a couple times I popped two.
Yeah,
I like, I ain't had my two today, so I'm just pop two right quick.
I'll drop
But
your car in the mail, so don't worry.
um, the last, I guess, the last topics is just about for you. So yeah, so last
Wait.
topic is
Before you go to that, are there things that you feel like you submit to, like in your household, when it comes to things that maybe Mo was trying to implement,
um
or things that she wants to do?
yeah, I like honestly a lot of the households should. I mean, definitely if it comes to like groceries. I mean, I don't care. The only thing I have with groceries is I don't like off brand shit, which
hmm
is for certain things. Certain things, it's just I don't do off brand shit. But I think it's gonna be in time where we talking about like school districts or some shit like that. That's all on her.
hmm
I make all the decisions you need. Which is what's going to be easiest for us.
Right.
Um, what's going to be honestly what's going to be easiest for you. Like if you want our child to go to the school you work at, okay,
Right.
nope, no pushback whatsoever. You want them in this school district. Honestly, you want them in this extracurricular activity. Hey, I'm with you. I'm
Right.
like
And that's why I feel like we all, if you're in a relationship, then there's a level of submission on both parts, especially when it just boils down to like, well, I don't want to say like
yeah.
school and stuff is like the simple
I
things,
feel like
like
I
yeah,
feel like it boils down to your expertise. If you got expertise in some shit, if you are more well versed in it, then you take the lead. Like
right,
I'm I'm more comfortable in saving money. I'm more just money and business savvy than than Monique is. I mean, not taking not taking back from she can save and stuff like that. But I'm just more
That's just your, yeah, that's
yeah.
you're more of
That's
an expert in
my
that.
stick.
Hmm.
So and she trusts me with that. Like I don't let bills pile up. I don't. We're not late. I don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Like we,
Right,
it works.
right.
And so because she knows that, it is no question or pushback. It's
Yeah,
just like, okay, what I need to, like, hey, we put an extra 400 towards the credit card bill this month. Okay, it's
exactly.
like that. Um,
And there's no
but yeah,
pushback
if it's
because
some, yeah,
that's your role. Yeah.
yeah, and if it's something that she has more of the expertise in, then I'm not gonna question shit. I mean,
Right.
it's
And
like,
that's exactly how it is. Yeah, with like food and fitness here. Like I'm like, eat this, don't eat this. Do this, don't do this. And
of course, like
that's my
I see it. It's more of a detriment. Why would you not want to listen to the person who knows their field or just their category of life. If you have a personal trainer who is your significant other, why would you not listen to their health advice?
wrong. Wrong. He
Like,
did used to try to give me a little pushback on that, but then the stuff that I once he seen it started working, he's like, oh okay. I'm like, yeah, stop playing with me. But yeah. Okay, well boom. Glad we got that out of the way. I feel like we agree on something.
yeah, I got yeah, we agree on that.
We not about to agree on this next topic, so I don't think.
Um, okay, so last topic, I guess, is the non agreeable one. Is it wrong to expect sex if you're flying somebody out, or is it wrong to expect to have to give up sex if you're getting flued out? Now, notice I said uh, expect, not obligate. So
Mhm. Mm,
I'm not saying that oh it's an obligation that she's going to give it to me if I fly her out, but
are you
if
expecting?
I'm, yeah,
I think it's a fair expectation. I do. I think it's a fair expectation. I don't think that. I mean, are y'all kicking it? Like, what's the status of your relationship? Because
I
I've
mean,
been flued out before, and uh, the last occasion
was the
before,
expectation there?
um, I don't think that he was necessarily like expecting it, but I think, well, he was definitely welcoming it. Like, he was definitely
I
like,
mean,
you know,
who's not going to welcome it? But it's
exactly.
was the
But
expectation there?
it
That's
didn't feel like pressure. It didn't feel like pressure. So that,
so he just not
yeah,
he know how to play it
yeah. So I didn't.
right.
Well, this situation was so stupid, but yeah. So he wasn't. He didn't push. He didn't push. So I didn't have sex with him, but I think it's a fair expectation. Like if you kicking it with somebody and y'all have had like conversations like about sex, or you guys are, you know, trying to. Well, I don't think that you should expect it if you're just trying to like get to know somebody. Like if you just met somebody like a month ago and you're like, all right, I want to
I
see this
mean,
person, and y'all live, one person live in New York, the other person live in Nevada, and y'all are just trying to like, you met online and you're trying to just feel each other out. I think it's too soon. But if you've been like kicking it with somebody, or this is like time number 4 or 5, you should probably be about ready to drop them draws at that point. I feel like that's my opinion.
so so we at least we agree on one aspect. We do agree that it's the expectation is there. Now, I think I think if you get to a point where you are willing to fly somebody out, and you kind of need to know where you kind of need to know
That's first and
if
foremost. Like it shouldn't
You
be.
gonna get it from this
It
person
shouldn't be a
because
surprise unless it's a pleasant
I'm not
surprise.
flying anybody out. I'm not flying. I would not, if I was not married, I would not be flying anybody out here if there wasn't a clear understanding that sex was to be had.
Hmm.
That's that's just me.
And that's what
That's
it
just
boils down to is having an understanding
simple.
before, like, dudes be trying to like fly chicks out and they're just like they have no idea. Like, there's no conversation. There's no like this is my expectation because like I said, I don't think it's an unfair expectation. Now, should anybody feel obligated to have sex? No. But I think that you have to just have the conversation first. Have the conversation first. Like, all right, if I fly out there, you expect us to fuck? Like, I would really be that blatant. Like, what do you expect? Because if I'm not ready to fuck, then I'm not coming. Or if I'm not ready to fuck, then I'll fly myself out. Like, I'll pay for it, and or maybe we can split the cost, or whatever. But if
So that's so okay. So that's where my question is heading though. So do obligations changes based off of decisions you make? Because as you say right there, hey, if I'm not ready to fuck, I'll just either we'll split the cost or I'll fly myself out there myself. But if you are taking the whole round trip, you get there, you taking the shopping spree, you taking the expensive restaurants. Does an obligation change there?
um, I
Because
don't think
you
anybody should.
made this conscious decision.
I don't think anybody should feel obligated to do anything that they're not ready to do. Like, if you're ready, then you should do it. If you're not ready to do
So
it,
so then, is it wrong that you take all these things?
uh,
Is it wrong that you take your because at this point you take the round trip, so that's already one. You get there, pick you up in Uber X, whatever else in the back. You get the shopping spree. Let's say L.A. Get the shopping spree on Rodeo
mhm.
and the fancy restaurant. Do you do you deny? Do you take? And
me,
are you wrong for taking
me
it? And
personally, I would not put myself in that situation. I just wouldn't. Like, I before I was in a relationship, I dated a guy that like we dated probably for like 4 months, and he did the most, and I never had sex with him. And I knew I was never gonna have sex with him because I just wasn't I wasn't ready to like.
did he know?
Yeah, he did know, and he still like
Okay.
like he paid for a lot of stuff. He paid some big bills out of the kindness of his heart. Okay, I didn't ask for these things. I didn't say like this is the type of dating that I do. It was just like, hey, you about to go on a girls trip. Here's $300. Go get your nails and stuff. Go da da da. Go da da da.
So
So there are men out there who just really enjoy doing this shit, and they don't necessarily. I mean, I think eventually, like, he was trying to buy his way into some pussy, obviously,
but
but
that's what I'm saying.
I
So do
made
you
it
think it
clear.
was honestly out the kindness of his heart, or he was hoping
Um,
that it was eventually gonna get him
there
some?
is, of course, there was a means to an end. Like, I don't know what his threshold was, but I think at some point that I would have reached the threshold, but I cut it off before that because I'm like, I can't just keep, like, I'm never gonna have sex with him, so I can't just keep allowing him to. Even though I did some very nice things for him, I didn't spend nowhere near as much money, but I just knew that at some point that he was probably going to push. Like, all right, I've done X,
So
Y, and Z, so
did you stop it because you thought he was going to push, or if he keep doing this much for you, you was going to feel an obligation?
um Probably some of both, honestly. Probably a little bit of both. I probably would have felt like, damn, now I gotta get this
So
nigga some
then,
pussy.
so then I feel like if you get too much shit, then it becomes an obligation.
Yeah, I guess everybody just there. Yes, short answer, yes. There is a threshold for
Okay.
sure. There is for sure a threshold that will be hit, and it's like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, why are we not doing it? So, yeah, I think that I have a problem with the obligation word. Like the word obligation, I just have a problem with because nobody is obligated to give up their body. But
I mean,
do I think that you should like stop playing with these niggas before it gets to like the push of obligation? Yes, you should. You should not lead somebody into because of course all of those grand gestures are just the build up. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like men gotta be smarter. Like stop.
but it's I feel like that's the same way as a man saying the same thing to your man. I told her I wasn't trying to be in a relationship, but you was doing relationship shit,
Hmm.
and then now she found out you fucking another girl and she mad, and you was like, what's she mad about? I feel like that's the same. That's the same shit as uh okay. Yeah, I didn't say we was gonna fuck, but you were literally going there accepting all the grand gestures. Is at some point,
Yeah,
what's happening?
there's a threshold. Yes, at some point, just like in the example with the woman, like y'all are doing all this relationship shit. Yeah, at some point she's gonna expect a commitment, even though you have clearly said like we're not committed. But there's still gonna be some type of like you know expectation or not even expectation. Maybe it's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm hurt because this is he kept it real with me and this is what happened. We didn't get into a relationship because he literally said he didn't want to and that's probably how men are, you know, it's probably the same for men. Like, damn, I just spent all this money, fucking goofy. Like,
So it's the self accountability of it. Do you think there is one? Because I mean, because you could just tell girls, well, don't go out there. If you know you ain't about to fuck him, don't go out there. But then one can argue that well, I can go out there if I want to, and I have to fuck them.
I mean, I think you should do what's gonna be the safest for you because you go like you have to be the dumbest broad on earth to go to get flued out by a nigga, don't have no money, don't plan on fucking this nigga, and then you get out there, he's expecting some shit, and you didn't even plan for the nigga to be like, bitch, you gotta get out, and I'm canceling your ticket, getting my money back. I booked a refundable ticket. So I think that you just have to be, if you gonna try to play a nigga like that, you better have some backup because personally, I just don't think that's smart. Like, don't take the shopping spree. Don't take the $600 round trip if there are no expectations set before that trip happens.
I'm not. I'm not even saying don't take it if there's no expectations. I'm saying if you're gonna take it, just know if you're gonna take all that shit, just be willing. Just be willing.
Yeah, and I'm just saying if you're not, then don't. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
are on the
If you're
fence
not
about it,
willing,
yeah, if you're on the fence about it, meet somewhere neutral. You know what I'm saying? Or
or pay for your own
pay
shit.
for yourself.
I mean,
Like I don't think there's unless you're just a gold digger and you're just going for that reason, or maybe the nigga is a sucker and you're just like, I'm gonna go get what I can get because
what's
whatever.
that's what this other. I seen this one video where the chick was like, "Look, if you are a good man, don't." She's like, "If you're a good man under 30, don't date." She's like, She's like, you're going to get taken advantage of. She's like, don't date. She's like, either you're gonna meet a chick like me who is going to try to drain you dry because I know you're a good man. I know you're a nice guy, and I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Or B, you're gonna meet a chick who thinks you're boring and says they want a nice guy and will get with you, but is going to cheat on you with somebody who's not boring.
I mean, I'm sure that's a lot of people's experience. I'm sure. I don't
I mean,
necessarily agree with the sentiment of don't date. I mean, you should date. You have to date to see what your type is or what
excuse
you
me.
like or what you don't like. But I think that you
I
should
mean,
date
but
with some
if
sense.
if you know, I don't like, cause it's weird now. I don't know, because I think about my, not like one, not like I'm not a good guy now, but okay, I think about my. I'm not gonna say my good guy days. I'm thinking about my more naive days, because there is a bit of naivety that comes with being a good guy, and
Hmm.
I feel like I would be ate alive now. Like, you have to have such a wherewithal of just life in general if you are playing the I guess the good guy role. I mean, if you are actually the good guy in the good guy role, because yeah, I feel like it's a lot of women out here who are man eaters and will eat you up and spit you out, and you want to play this good guy role, and I feel like that's how a lot of niggas become dogs because they didn't play this good guy role and then met a chick who just bled him dry,
Hmm.
and
Like as far as like
now he
money
hurt
or just
and buried
as far as just like
all of
promotion.
it, money, emotion, everything.
Yeah.
Like,
People gotta have proper discernment when it comes to like who you're allowing to like be in your space or who you spending money on or spending time with. Like I just feel like a lot of people flags. Like people just overlook the flags. Like one of my a guy that I dated, he called me and he just wanted to he was like, I've been in therapy, not necessarily over me, but just like his relationships in general. Like I guess he was trying to like understand why he can't um like settle down into like a good relationship. And I was just listening to the things that he was saying, and this is a person who's over 40, and he still has like that naive in him where he's just like he's just like allowing women to use him, and I'm just like like what is it? Is it because you just like I feel like he's dating out of his league per se, and I feel like he's allowing his money to lead him, and I'm like, stop throwing your money at women and find somebody who you like really for real vibe with. Like I'm telling him like, so at no point you didn't feel like me and you weren't like vibing like that, and he was like, no, I just felt like we were. And I'm thinking in my head like, yeah, you need this therapy because there's no way that you could really feel like I was vibing with you the way you were vibing with me. Like he just did not have any discernment as to like what was going on, and that was just so weird for me because I see every red flag. Like he missed.
but I feel like a lot of men are like that though. I feel like like I know niggas who be like, damn, she broke up with me. I don't even know why she broke up with me.
And it's
Like,
like, my nigga, like you just weren't paying attention. Like you just were literally not paying attention because you didn't see it. You didn't see anything that made you be like, hmm. And the crazy,
a lot
and
of
the crazy,
a lot of niggas is like
the
that.
crazy part is that he was telling me the things. He was telling me the red flags that he seen in me that he was overlooking. Like he literally listed them, and I was just like, and you let these things slide. Why? Because you were just that desperate to be with me, or
See,
what?
it's that good guy thing. Because the good guy thing says you put up with the red flags, you put up with the
Yeah,
trauma because you're the
because
good
he
guy.
is a really good guy. He is. I can't deny that. But
So
I
that
didn't like him in that way because I wasn't attracted to him enough physically. I wasn't physically attracted to him enough. And I've already been through dating somebody that I wasn't physically attracted to, but I really loved this person. And in the end,
Yeah,
it just didn't work out.
that is something that people don't really discuss more. And I know this sounds so vain, but physical attraction is,
It's up there.
if not number one, is number
It's
two.
up there. Like you
If
need to be attracted to your partner. Period. Physically, it doesn't matter if they're ugly as fuck to everybody else. You need to be attracted to them. Period.
Yep,
So
yep, it's number one and number two. It can't be any further down.
it's at minimum 1.5, 1.5. Like it's probably not even number two. Like I have to look at you and be like, damn, you fine as hell. Or you just fine. You don't even have to be fine as hell, but you got to be some type of like, oh, like I enjoy looking at you. I didn't enjoy looking at him, but I literally enjoyed every single thing else about him. Sex, because we never had sex, but everything else about him, perfect, perfect. But he was just not attractive, and I kind of thought he was a little selfish.
Because he was the good guy.
No, but that's not
So
even why I thought he was simpish. I thought he was simpish because he said some real simpish shit. He was just like, when you the type of nigga that date bad bitches, it just be some bullshit that come with it. And I was just like, nigga, you are grown as fuck. Like, what are you saying right now? Like, it don't have to be like that. Like, it doesn't. Maybe bad bitches are not for you then, because you want to be in a relationship and you trying to be in a relationship with bad bitches and they fucking you over. Like, you need a new type, my guy. You need a new type. You need a bitch that's pretty. Just get a pretty bitch. Don't get a quote unquote bad bitch. That didn't work out for him. So
I mean, it seems like he would just be you because being I feel like being the good guy. So I don't think she's wrong for saying that. I believe in this time in this time frame in this generation. Honestly, if you're a good nigga, yeah, you don't need to date. Like, you don't need to date for like relationship purposes.
so how do
You
you
might as well just find out.
so
I
how
don't
do
know.
you like vet women to decide if you want to be in a relationship with them? I mean, sometimes you
I
just
don't know.
I mean, listen,
You
we all have gotten shitted on and been in bad relationships. You just have to take the bad with the good.
to the black man, thanks for taking it in stride. But it is no, but it's if you're the good, if you're the you're good guy, you're taking that more in stride than the average nigga. Like, you take that times that by at minimum two, times that by two. You taking a lot on the chin, and
Yep.
you supposed to just rock with it.
No, you shouldn't
And
just
I
rock with
and
it.
that
You shouldn't just
well,
rock
I
with
mean, it's going to change you in some way. I mean, be it if it's for the good or for the worse, or I mean, it'll at least it'll at least stop you from being as naive. But you gonna take a couple on the chin, and it seems like now you gonna take a lot on the chin. I feel like back in our dating shit, you was just like, yeah, being a good guy, okay, here and there. You was gonna lose. You gonna take a few L's. Now though, like, with everything that's going on, oh, you taking hella L's playing a good guy role. I mean, being the good guy, playing a role is a different one, but
That's because
being the good guy,
niggas be being the good guy.
taking it out.
They be doing too much too soon, and that's how you get taken advantage of. Don't do too much too soon, because if somebody sees you doing too much too soon from the beginning, they're like, "All right, boom, we got them." Like this.
But that's fucked up. What if that's genuinely them though? That's fucked up. You're literally teaching them don't be yourself, or either what
Not saying
either
don't be yourself, but don't start off the bat paying a bitch rent.
or is toughen yourself up.
Like, don't start off the bat just offering money, and don't start off the bat. Like, make somebody earn that type of shit from you. Nobody deserves that right away in the beginning. Nobody. I don't care if you're super generous with your money, whatever. No woman deserves for you to just cash her out immediately. You don't know if she's your worthy or not. And that's what a lot
Oh yeah, I'm not just. I ain't just talking about just money. I mean, but I get it.
yeah,
I get
but
what
I'm
you're saying with
saying, but
money.
like men tend to like, well, I can't even just say men, but some people tend to just do like that love bombing shit, and that shit can definitely. Because I was in a relationship like that, minus the money. He wasn't like love bombing, buying me gifts and shit. He was love bombing like with just like sweet gestures and wanting to spend every free second together. Like it was just
Nick was infatuated.
yeah,
Okay.
like, but don't do that in the beginning because it's like that is the quickest way for you for somebody to take advantage of you. Like they see that you're generous with your time, your money, your whatever.
But that's what we. But that's what we hear women say they want,
Don't do
and
that
then
so hard in the beginning. That's what I'm
I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm saying you hear women say they want these things, but then they get these things, and then they're like, "Well, no, I don't want it to that level." Like, well, shit.
saying.
This is what you said you wanted. You get it, and now you don't want it.
Well, I'm just saying as far as like the good guy thing, like good guys typically like do all that love bombing very quickly, and not just good guys, bad guys do it too, but like you just don't want to jump out doing too
Yeah,
much.
bad guys do it to where it works. They do it to where it manipulates you into. They do it just enough.
Right. And but then they'll like switch it up or something. So it's just like,
Yeah,
whoa, what you
they'll be hot and cold with you, and
yeah.
then yeah,
Yeah, but like the good
okay.
guys, they do it and they just go over and beyond. And it's like, you don't want to get taken advantage of, but you're literally opening yourself up to get taken advantage of. And I'm just like, you have to just, you have to make sure the person deserves all of the attention and all of the money and the gifts. Make sure they deserve it first, because if not, that's just what you're going to become. Or like dudes who are
Yeah.
just like, I've talked to so many dudes who are like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was just like her out to eat nigga. And I'm like, so why did you jump out the gate spending $300 on dinner on the first night? That was stupid. Unless y'all are both rich and that's just a small amount of money. But
Well,
for most people,
I mean, it's fucked up though. Like, how you got a nigga that you know is gonna take you out to eat? Like, how do you don't feel? How do women not feel bad about shit like that? Like, you literally got a nigga who you know can just take you out to eat. You know that you ain't getting thinking no
what did
pussy.
you call us
You know,
earlier? You said we can be some man eaters. And that's what those women are. They are literally vultures. It's just like a nigga who can just fuck a bunch of bitches in 1 week or in a short amount of time, like, and not feel bad. Or a nigga who just like habitually cheats on his wife or something and just keeps doing it. Like, some people just don't give a fuck. They just don't have the same moral baseline that you have. So it's like, oh my God, how can people do that? People kill kids. Like, using a nigga to
I
go out to
mean,
eat, like, that's
fair.
that's
That's
minuscule.
that's light. That's light work.
That's light. Like, oh nigga, I'm only taking $700 from you a month. Bitch on TV just killed three of her kids. Like, that ain't. That's yeah. So
I guess Shorty is. I feel Shorty is right. Look, you a good nigga. You don't need to date.
you need to date with
Just
discernment. Like, don't be a stupid nigga.
or just just look from the balcony. Learn just learn yourself from your friends' mistakes. Maybe you don't need to date. Like yeah,
I
maybe you don't need
mean,
to date.
whether you date or not, just don't get taken advantage of. Like, you know, just don't get taken advantage of. Because niggas be doing too much out the gate. That's how they get taken advantage of. So that's my advice for
Uh,
the day.
well, yeah, but I mean, I guess it's about time to wrap it up. Um, but we do appreciate everybody who's still here. We appreciate everybody who's still here,
All three of
still
y'all.
rocking with
No,
us.
I'm just
Yep,
joking. Hopefully it's
yep.
more than three.
The three. Well, I don't know. We had a little. They sent a whole little Spotify thing. How many listens we had and everything. They sent a whole. They made a whole little spectacle of it. It was more than I thought.
No.
So,
All right. Well, keep
um,
tuning in, guys, and we'll bring you more than one episode for 6 months from here on
yeah,
out. So,
we'll be back sometime soon.
all right.
That's. I'm just
Well,
leaving it at that.
thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you next time. Deuces.
Deuces.
Keep wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got an issue, better say it with your chest. Until then, keep wishing us the best. Keep wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got a problem, better say it with your chest.